How we doing?
Good, how you doing?
Hi, Gino.
There's Gino. How you doing, man?
Good to see you.
Good to be seen. How's everything?
All right.
How's things on the on Nantucket?
Well, they're busy.
Busy?
A little busier than here.
Well, I'm sure, but you know what? We're very good at the game of catch up. You know, just because we're the last ones to the prom doesn't mean we're not going to have one of the best times while we're there, right?
Well, that's it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So who is this lovely
this
lady?
is Shelley Tinker, Shelley Corey Tinker, and she's the president of the Lost Fishermen's Memorial Association.
Okay.
And
Nice
she's
to
been
meet you.
she's been
Nice
with
to
us.
meet you.
She's been with us for the long run. We've been 6+ years actually getting to this place where we are now, and we're not quite done. And
All
so
right.
the reason we wanted to have you come by was we wanted to tell all the wonderful folks out there what we're about, where we have come from, where we are now, and then I guess ultimately we want to be.
Okay, so who's going to start? Shelley, you want to tell us why are we putting this here? What's the purpose of this?
Well, back in 2008,
Yeah.
it was a winter of lost fishermen. We lost probably 8 fishermen from this area.
In a very short while.
In one winter, and it was just listening to the search helicopters. A lot, way too much, just sent dread through me through the night when you're laying there wondering who didn't come home.
Sure.
Not to be lost, Shelley's got a dog in the fight. She's a wife of a fisher and has dealt with, the issues up close and personal. So I think it takes on a whole different tenor when you're on that end of the telephone rather than,
When you start calling.
the community side. So that
Just
with personal context is
For
what
people
it's about.
who may be watching that don't live in the area,
Sure.
this is the Passamaquoddy Bay. Are we talking about accidents that happened here in this bay?
Yes. Yes, there was one winter of scallop dragging that there was like 5 boats that went down, all happened to be stuck on the same piece of bottom, and people were lost. Men were lost that winter.
And that doesn't include all the people that were lost before them too, because you've
Right.
had other accidents
Yes.
here.
And
What makes this such a dangerous place, this bay?
This historically, the confluence of the tides, just the sheer geography being at 45 north.
When you look at it, it looks really
Oh, and,
calm.
and today
there's
we've
no
got
waves.
It's a wonderful day. We've got a great, this is the most beautiful kind of setting today. It's clear skies. It's a balmy northwest, dry, and it's just a very kind and comfortable place. I juxtapose that to a January, February morning, 10 below zero, sea vapor flying 20 feet in the air with the same tides, encumbered by ice, dragging, and it becomes a very tenuous kind of an occupation. Maine is a place where you've got the most dangerous occupations and vocations. You got fishing, farming, and forestry, and it makes for a very dangerous opportunity to eke out an existence. And for us here, in our blood, we are locals and natives, and we've seen people leave that dock and never come back. And really, that's why the most altruistic aspect of this is what we've got left to go, and that's the memorializing of the names of the people. We can put a granite sculpture here. We can have a wonderful park for people to sit and gather, but it doesn't have the same context until you personalize it with names. So we have vetted 200 names of people that have been lost.
God, that many.
That many, and I think probably one of the biggest things that we had to wrestle with is that we've got a reserve for another 100 to be put on in the future that have not yet, hit that milestone. So we've kind of cornered it to fishers from Washington and Charlotte County. This is an international context, so in Charlotte County, New Brunswick, and Washington County in Maine.
There are also
Shelley.
other towns that haven't given us a lot of names, which I'm sure they have.
Okay.
We just haven't got access to all the towns because we cover Washington and Charlotte County.
So what do we need here? To make this happen, what do we need, Shelley?
We're going to have a beautiful wave monument sculpted by Jesse Salisbury of Stew Bend. The rocks are going to come from Jonesboro, which is all Washington County stuff. We're going to have a beautiful bench. I can see it. It's already here in my mind.
Good.
The memorial is a wave design. It's a split design with a walk space between. The wave is 7 feet high, and there are 2 of them that are kind of meshed with each other, and they run 15 feet in total. So the wave design on the outside is contoured to the effect of a wave, and the interior is a flat surface on both sides, so that when you walk between, that's where you'll find the names engraved of the people that we've mentioned. And we also want to add an opportunity to use QR codes to scan the edifice, and that would redirect you to a web page where you can then find the bios of the individuals.
Oh, that's very good.
In an alphabetical
That's nice.
index.
Yes, we don't want them ever forgotten.
All right, so where are we as far as this memorial?
Fundraising wise,
Yeah.
we have come a long ways. We have over the last 6 years raised $120,000 for this design, and the only thing that's remaining is, as I said, I think it's the most altruistic and most significant piece, and that's the engraving of the people's names, and then vicariously their bios and their history. So we're on the final leg of fundraising, and we're looking at about 22,000 remaining to get those names up. So
Okay.
out of 100, we've 122 down and about 22 to go, and that will be what we need to sufficiently memorialize these lost fishers, but then to also provide some backup funding and supplemental funding for maintenance and just recurring kinds of things.
Sure.
It'll be a
How can people give? Shelley?
just
They can go to our website and donate. We accept PayPal, but we also accept credit cards and stuff. They can send it to us.
Any amount?
Yes, any
Okay.
amount. We're also doing these bench fundraisers that people could have a granite bench placed here
Oh,
and across
okay.
the road.
Yep.
They're $2,800, and you can have anything you want engraved on it, as far as a business or family name or something like that. We're also doing brick pavers, which are going to turn into granite pavers to match the granite in the memorial. And they're $150, and you can also have most anything you want printed on that. It's all on the website
All right.
at www.lostfishermansmemorial.com.
We also have
Okay.
a last call reprieve for fundraising, where anybody, upon inspection of the names that we'll publish, can help to sponsor a names engraving. So for $25, people can memorialize some of these folks and be able to make a contribution that will be lasting. This is something that's enduring. It's obdurate. It's going to last for a long while, and it's not a fly-by-night. So people can today help to sponsor something that's a memorial that goes on in perpetuity, and we'd like them to be able to remember today instead of be wishing later that maybe they hadn't hesitated to get caught up. Not to be remiss, the town of Lubec has leased us this site for a 35-year period.
Okay.
And so the ownership comes to us as well as the memorial, and it then lapses to public ownership. So this is something that's it's your memorial. It's your contribution to remembering those who have taken the commercial aspect of living here and taken it to the ultimate sacrifice. And quite frankly, the little roles that we play, it really is not much compared to some of the big costs that other people have endured.